What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Last year in 2024, we picked up this Y62 Patrol and it came with this head unit, which I think is junk. So all we did on it was work out how to do Netflix and YouTube on it, how to add a caravan camera to it, and how to add cameras to 4 of the inputs that it has. After that, we ripped it out and put in our 16-inch head unit and digital dash. So when you jump in the car now, you're greeted with a beautiful digital dash, if it wants to focus. There we go, just like that. And a massive 16-inch display. As soon as you get in the car, it connects you wirelessly to Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. This paired with our focal sound system, we've done focal all around the car, sounds amazing. The problem with this head unit though, just a reverse camera. Yes, it's HD, but it's not 360. And if you're a Patrol owner, you should have 360 cameras. If you've got an older Patrol, basically anything up to 2023, and then 2024 where they changed it to this rubbish car, the cameras are average anyway. So you wanna replace them with HD cameras. Now, for that to work, it has to be one of our head units, 12.3, 13-inch, or 16-inch. Our 13-inch is now the upgraded version, like this 16-inch here, with premium climate control, wireless charger, USB A and C charging ports. And all of those head units are compatible with the 360 kit I'm about to show you. So I know there's a lot of information here, and if you get stuck anywhere, just go to the website, fill out the contact form, and we can help you out with what unit will support our cameras and what won't. Because you can actually go and buy the 16-inch, 13-inch from other places, and they do not support 360 HD cameras. Then you're in for basically a brand new head unit. So if you're not sure, go to the website, reach out to us, and I can help you. Otherwise, if you know what you're doing, 16-inch, 13-inch, 12.3, all of our units support it. Let's have a look at the cameras. So if you look online, you will see the HD camera kit that is just basically a universal camera kit that fits any car. We actually did one to this Maserati. So if you come to the mirror, you see the cameras, they look more like that. That's just a universal camera kit. This camera kit, however, we have developed for the Y62 Patrol. So this is one of the mirror cameras. This is the reverse camera. Now this is for the DIYers out there. It's very nice and easy, but I'll show you how you can mount this into the factory position. Front camera, little half moon under the logo, and then the other side camera. For your side cameras, this whole piece here unclips, and it's got a little screw in it as well. So once that comes out, the new one clips right on and it's got a camera. You'll see here, I don't have a factory camera. That's because this is a 2024 car. If you've got a car that has a factory camera here, it's still the same thing. This whole panel pops out just with an extra cable there. Same thing with the front camera. If you've got a 2024, there's no camera here. If you've got any other car with the factory camera, you can just take the camera out of the housing and put the new camera into the housing. And if you've got this car, you drill a small hole in here and put our camera right in there. And then the rear camera, I'll show you how we can make the new camera system look exactly like that, so it keeps everything OEM. And then the very last thing is calibration. So up until this video, we would never have a 360 camera kit on the website. 1, because it is very hard to install, and 2, because we don't sell the calibration mats. They're large and they're hard to ship. I'm gonna have them on the website now. Calibration mats are optional, but I'll show you what they look like without calibration, and then I'll show you what they look like once they're calibrated. It makes the biggest difference, and I always recommend calibrating them. That's why we only offered it in the shop. However, now I'll sell the kit to you guys, but just keep in mind, you will need calibration. So just before we jump into removing panels in the car, for anybody that's interested, a black Patrol. In one of the videos, I think the video we did the electric tailgate, I had a company come out and do ceramic coating on the car. They did a great job, and if you are gonna get your car ceramic coated, I still recommend going to them. Nothing they did wrong at all. What I didn't account for though, was ceramic coat does not protect the paint in the way that you'd want it to. Basically, the water beads and all that stuff is great. The first trip, we took this car to Robe, Adelaide, it was beautiful, went on the beach, and we didn't have any PPF or anything like that on the back of the bumper. So the ceramic coating will not prevent light scratches from popping up. So in the high wear areas, we have light scratches, which I now have to have fixed up. So I would recommend, if you're getting a black car, don't bother with ceramic coat. Get it polished if it needs it, and then bush wraps, color change wrap, or PPF. One of those, because that's what we're gonna do. Once that is on, then you can do ceramic coating on top of that. But otherwise, don't do just ceramic coating. If you've got a white car or a car that doesn't show scratches as much, I think it's fine. This car here, the black, the paint's already crap as it is. All those scratches show up. So just a heads up. Even stuff like this, guys, now I know that's a deep scratch. I don't know how that got there, but with bush wraps or a PPF or a vinyl wrap, that wouldn't happen. I'm gonna get this fixed because the car's like new, but yeah, stuff like that, it's annoying. It happens, but the wrap would have saved that. Another thing we need is floor mats, because one time we went to beach mud, anyone that's been through it will know, it's very, very hard to clean. So on the Facebook page, everybody mentioned Osgo as being the best fit. So at the end of this video, we'll chuck them on and see if they're any good. So to get this job underway, I'm gonna need to remove door cards on both sides, passenger, driver side. Rear tailgate section is all coming out as well as these panels here, so we can run the cabling with the factory cabling all the way to the front. And of course the head unit's all coming out as well. So for the front camera, we basically just need to see how that's gonna line up and then where to drill our hole for the screw to go through, and then we'll get a nut and screw it up. Very nice and easy. Just be careful, if you do the hole too high, the camera's not gonna sit nicely. It's gonna sit like that. So you need to kind of go on the lower side so that when it goes in, it actually sits straight. So I'd be looking more towards the bottom section there for the hole, and the camera will sit nicely like that. Just like that, front camera is mounted. Now I can run the yellow cable from the camera up, go and grab the loom that is labeled front, which also has conduit on it, plug it in, follow the factory looms all the way into the car. Guys, get a look at that from when we did the full focal sound system. So we've got this layer of sound deadening, and then underneath this layer on the outer skin, we've got another full layer of sound deadening. So these doors, it does add a bit of weight to the car, but this stuff is amazing. And of course, the focal speakers, how can you go wrong? They sound fantastic as well. But that's not what we're doing here. We're getting to the mirror. So basically we just need to get this panel off, which is why the door card comes off. And this is just on clips. Here we go, pop it off. I'll unplug it. And then 1, 2, 3 10 mils, and I'll take the mirror over to the bench. So in terms of the actual mirror, this is probably the worst case scenario, being the 2024 with no camera here. If it had a factory camera here, we could use that wiring and basically find the camera wires here, pin out say 3 or 4 of them that we need for the new camera, solder it on, and then on this side, which is inside of the car, find those same wires, take them out of this loom, and then tap on the extension and run them into the car. That's the ideal way to do it. But this being a 24 actually doesn't have the wires present at all. So we get to run the wiring from here through the mirror and over through this plug right here. So it's not ideal, it's not the funnest way to do it, but it is technically the right way to do it. So we'll start with that. So to begin, we need to remove the glass from the mirror. Now, I'll be honest, I've forgotten if it was top first. I think it's bottom first in these. Yeah, it's bottom first. So on the actual motor, there's a little clip right here that holds this whole mirror in place. If you've taken them out before, you can usually get your hands underneath and just pop it. If not, lift it up, get a tool in between. You're never gonna see it through camera, but you can see it with your eyes. Right through there's a little clip, and you can separate the bottom section of the mirror off the clip, and then the top part of the mirror are on hooks, and they just come down. So let's see how I go with this. I'll try this way first. No, it doesn't seem like it wants to come off. So I just grab something like this, lift up, pop in, just like that. That's one side done, that's the other side done. See there the little clips right there, if you can see them, and this side pulls down. There's 2 wires on the top. Green top left, black top right. These are the clips that we're trying to get off by pulling underneath, and these are the hooks that hook in up here. So that's that done. Set that somewhere safe. Top back cover off first, then 1 screw, 2, 3, and that's basically most of the removal done. Now, easy way to get this backing off, find where the clipping points are inside the mirror, and then just use something like this, or maybe even a screwdriver, and just work your way around unclipping them all. And that is the new camera. As you see, everything lines up very nicely. Push in and then screw, and then it uses the original 2 screws here that we took out as well. But before we jump the gun with mounting this camera, we need to run wiring from there to here. To do that, number 1, strip all of this tape here, and this waterproofing gasket comes out. That will give us a bit more room to get through here. And then I'll use a snake to snake through there, up into here where the factory wiring is, and then pull it back through. It is not fun and it takes a lot of time, but that's how you do it. So we got plug now on one side, runs through with the factory wiring, down to here, and then spits out. Now I did cut the plug off on this side, otherwise if you don't cut it off, it won't fit. And that is pretty much ready for our new camera to mount on. Don't worry about the colors too much, it's more about the label. So left for left mirror, and then this left side had a yellow plug on it, no biggie. Now I'll actually go and put the mirror back on the car like this, and I'll leave the actual glass for the very end because we may need to cut this wire, and we may need to, check the plug, or if there's any issues with the wiring, instead of having to remove that mirror again, everything's accessible. And then once we're happy with it, we can either tuck it down or zip tie it to the factory loom, put the mirror on, and should be done. Very nice and neat, happy. So once the mirror's back on and we've got the wiring through, firstly, plug in your mirror plug, boom, and then you'll have this spare wire, which we cut off the complete length. So you need to strip, tap on color to color, solder it up, and we're now gonna run that wire through behind the sound deadening with the factory wiring down to the grommet in the door here. So I'll pull that out. So you might see that right there. On the door side, just tap a little hole or use a knife and just make a very small cut so your wire can go through. It'll actually be the other end because that's what we're running to the head unit. Pop that through, boom. And then on the car side, there's actually a little grommet underneath the main one, and that's what you're gonna use. I'll get you a look at that, but that's what you wanna use. Don't bother trying to go into the main door connector. It's a nightmare to do. You can do it if you want to. It's a bit of a pain. There's a grommet right underneath that's free, so you can use that. So you will have a bit of exposed cable outside from the door to the body. Get some nice conduit, wrap it up, waterproof it, and it'll be done. All right, we got our camera wiring running down through here. I took this speaker out so we could zip tie it to the factory looms, and then over to here where we spoke about earlier. And if you have a look, you'll see a beautiful conduit going right from inside there over to behind, inside to where we looked at before. So that'll keep the wire protected, and we're on rubber grommets both sides, so no water's gonna get in. I just took this bottom cover out. It's very nice and easy, just pulls down and follow the factory looms up over to here, and there's the wire right there. And then we can run that up to the top of the head unit. So I'm gonna mimic everything we did on the passenger side on the driver's side, and that's how you get your 2 mirrors done. Jaden's running the front camera cable into the into the car so we can plug that into the head unit. Then I'll show you the rear camera, and then we'll put the car back together, calibrate it, test it, and hopefully it works. Now that the mirrors are done, we can jump onto the rear camera. We're gonna take this panel off first. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 clips. This button will come out if you've got an aftermarket tailgate like our electric tailgate kit. Otherwise, if it's just a handle, same thing, just pop it off. And then this whole massive back panel is all clips. And then we're gonna remove this panel right here first, and then this side trim. And that's pretty much all you need to remove to run the wiring through. Once this panel is out, we're gonna come in and around And underneath through here, you'll see right there, it's probably not visible, there's a little 8mm bolt. And then if you go along, there's another one here and another one in there, and there's 4 all the way along. So we want to remove all of those, remove the cables that attach to here as well, and then we can come back around to the outside and pop that whole panel off. Once this panel is off, I figured I'll show you DIY as this section here. You can take the light out, take the globe out of that light, transplant it into this, pop it down, and there you have your reverse camera. That's the easy way to do it for DIYers. What we're gonna do though, is take this camera out of its housing, and we're gonna take this camera out of its housing, and we're gonna mount this camera in that position, and it's going to look completely OEM. If you were to go with this, you can either have 2 cameras, which looks terrible, and then you remove this camera, then you've got sort of a empty space in the panel. So I like things to look OEM. So I think if you can, do this. It's much better. Get rid of this camera, put this one in, boom. I'll get that done and show you what it looks like. And get a look at that. Out with the old, in with the new, and it looks perfect in the OEM position. Very happy with that. We can now take this panel back over to the car and put it back. So clean, OEM position. Now all we have to do is grab this grommet from the old camera, put it on our new wiring harness, so it's waterproof, and then we're good to go. Once the camera's mounted, run your wiring all the way along with the factory wiring. Now, if you look in here and notice there's a bunch of other stuff, this is from our electric tailgate install. So if you do an electric tailgate, it should look something like this. Otherwise, you'll have none of this stuff here. Anyway, follow along. You'll see I've got zip ties where we've run all the cabling, which goes all the way along through to here. Then it goes down through the original grommet to here. And then we've run a snake from the A pillar across, and we're just gonna basically pull it through, and it will take it all the way to the driver's side, passenger side, A pillar. Once she's run, everything can get put back together. Now I'm leaving this section out because I wanna make sure the camera's facing the right way up. It does have an arrow on it, but I've seen it be wrong before. So that means over to the head unit. Now we can plug in all of our cameras. So in the kit, you'll have your 360 camera plug right here. And on the other end of it, which is right down here right now, it's got all of the colors of the cables we've just run, as you can see at the bottom side there. Plug them all in color to color, tape it up, run it up to here, and then we're ready to put the head unit in and test. And we just want to make sure we're getting image on every single camera. So first thing we want to do, and this goes for anybody installing a unit as well, you want to go to settings, factory, put in your password. Once you put in your password, you go to reverse camera selection. If your cameras are not working and they look like what I'm about to show you, you need to go in here and change it to normal, all right? Because this normal is only for if you have a factory camera or factory 360. If it's set to 360 here, it means it's set to aftermarket. So we're gonna go AHD 360, enter, and it's gonna reboot the unit now. While the unit reboots, it's doing its setup in the background, and when the unit turns back on, it is going to have a brand new 360 camera view app loaded, ready to go, and we'll be able to see if our cameras are all working. So let's see how that goes. So we jump in, so now you'll see the camera's gonna boot up automatically, and just like that, you can see we've got cameras everywhere. Don't worry about the Commodore, we can change that. I'll show you how to do that as well. The main thing I wanted to see though, is that all of our cameras are working. Once we're happy with the car and everything's back together, we can get our calibration mats out, and you basically want to line them up 1, 2, center, 1, 2. So this might actually have to come out a little bit more so they're in line. Then once you're happy with the placement of those, jump in the car and we'll calibrate. So to calibrate our new cameras, we're gonna jump in, go straight to 360, over to settings, and then collab. Check that you can see every single square on every single camera. And once you're happy with that, just hit back, select the mat that you have. That's the one we've got, confirm, and then manual calibration. And now we're gonna go through every single camera and make sure that the squares line up to the pinpoints that we've got. So you can see automatically it's done these ones just fine, perfect. So we can go confirm. Same as the next ones, they all look pretty good to me, confirm. and then so on and so forth. There will be a couple of these that are out of whack. So I'll go through, set them all up, and we'll see how it looks. Here is an example of them being off. So you can see the automatic stitching was way off. This side looks okay, but we want to fix stuff like that. All right, first round of calibration is done, and have a look at how much better that is already. So using the front camera, rear and both sides, the software can stitch together a bird's eye view, and that is what you get. Have a look at that, just crazy. So with it calibrated, now it should just work like this. Pop it into reverse, and this is what you get. Reverse image on the left side with the dynamic guidelines. So as I turn the wheel, you'll see them move. And then on this side here, you've got the full bird's eye view of the car. Now, all of these buttons won't work when you're in reverse. It's pretty much normal, it's how they all are. So you need to go out of reverse into park. The front camera will come up, it'll go away as well, so let it do its thing. And if you want to go through and play with all of your stuff, you just go to apps, open up the camera, and then you can actually do your full look around the car, see what's going on, bird's eye view. Pretty crazy. You can see either side of the car. You can actually see the wheel as well. This is great for guys that go off-roading. So I'll try and turn the wheel, but you can get an idea of how that looks. Then you've got both side cameras together. You can swap them around. Again, see the wheel, see a little bit further back, and then this is either side of the car. Then you've got front view, and you can do rear view, front view, rear view, front view. Where do you change front? From here on this side, you've got front, and then you can do top-down view, and then you can do like a fisheye lens as well. Same as the back. Back, top-down, fisheye, back to normal. Pretty crazy. There's a lot you can do with these cameras. Jaden just brought up a good point with the camera button. So if I turn the lights on, you'll see our units have camera button here. So if you press it on, the unit will turn on, but with the P signs, which means it's locked. So you press the camera button once more and the light goes away and it brings it into this mode here where the P signs are gone, and then you can go ahead and play with it. Let's do a real life driving situation. We're just driving up to the workshop. We'll pop the car into reverse, and here we go. Have a look at that. Right side, we've got the top down view, and then on the left side, we can see where we're going. Right into the car park, right into there. Boom, 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 and then with the parking sensors as well. And it will tell you when to stop. Then when we go to park, we've got the front view and we can see everything that's in front of us. Right there, very nice and clean. Our front camera, passenger side, very nice. And as we saw before, OEM position. So what we're gonna do now is take the car back in, give it a clean and a vacuum, and we are gonna install those Osgo, whatever they were called, floor mats, and we'll see how they match up, how they look in the car. Initial thoughts, they feel really, really nice. They actually feel very high quality. And I like how they click into the original clips. So, nice. I've got one side cleaned up. Now I don't know if we keep these Patrol floor mats in as well. I'm gonna try and keep them in and we'll see how they fit up. That fits really nicely so far on this side. I like that it covers this part of the trim as well. You could maybe even grab some double-sided or something and stick it down if you're really fussy, but it's not too bad. I left the original carpet in. I'm not sure if it's getting in the way of this locking mechanism or not, because it just pops straight off. So maybe without the original carpet, it'll fit better. But for now, I'm happy to just leave that as is. If this went a little bit higher, I'd be happy, but that's okay. Just worried about mud getting there. But otherwise, this is still gonna offer a lot of protection. And the back, can't go wrong, very clean, and there it is. There it is, guys. That's how to add 360 HD cameras to your Y62 Patrol. If you have any questions about the install, drop them in the comments below. If you want to reach out to us, www.shoptfb.com. If you want to pick up any of our head units or this exact 360 camera kit, go to the website and it'll be there on the website. It'll also be the first link in the description. Any other questions, comments below. Thank you all so much for watching. Catch you in the next one. Peace.